Hi, my name is Brandon Whited, and today I'm going to show you how I've been using GitHub Copilot and AI to augment and improve how fast I write code and how good my understanding of it is. So I'm going to explain, what each line of this code does and how I use GitHub Copilot to add to it in a short amount of time. So to start, what we're trying to do right here is create the game of Hangman via Python. So the first step is import random, and that just imports the module random, which lets you use functions that do randomness, like below. I like this one right here, and I'll explain that. Word list equals these three words, so that the user has words to guess from. Chosen word, the variable chosen word equals a random word, a random thing from this word list. And then it takes that word and then counts it. Len just counts how many letters there are. So if it's baboon, that gets chosen, word length will equal 5 because there's only 5 letters in that. This is just to help make debugging the code easier. So this will print out what the word chosen was. And then we need to create a display that shows, well, what letters were correct and what letters are left over, like in the game. So display creates an empty list, and then so for blank in range word length, so for in a range of 5, display plus equals this underscore, this empty underscore. So it'll go, because it's 5, that means 0 to 4 in computer speak. So 0, it'll add another 1, it'll add another 2, 3, 4, and then it'll stop. And now in this section, I needed to add a while loop to this. I needed to have it needed to allow the user to keep on guessing, because before we had this only. Well, we had this guess, guess equals input, guess a letter, dot lower. And the dot lower just changes whatever the input is into a lowercase letter, because all these are in lowercase letters. And this gets the user to put in a letter. So for position in range word length, what this means is for this position in range word length, so the range is 5, so now that'll start at 0, right, at the beginning of the range. Letter equals chosen word position. So the chosen word is baboon. So it'll start at position 0. Letter equals, so now letter equals 0, right? Letter equals the letter at position 0, which baboon is 0. So baboon, B is 0. A is 1. B is 2. 0 is 4. This O is 4, O is 5, and then 6. So actually it's more than 5, excuse me. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, assuming it's baboon. So position 0, so letter equals 0 now. So, letter equals B. So if B equals the guess, and let's say it's B in this case, then it'll swap that empty position, it'll swap this at position 0 with the letter, which is B. Now, what I needed to do was to get that to keep on going, as long as there were letters to be guessed. So I spoke to Copilot, and I told it I need to have lines of code from 20 to 29 execute while there are still letters to be guessed in the word. I'm thinking it would be a while loop that states something like, as long as the for loop is not at the end of the range of word underscore length, then continue to allow the user to guess. Do you need further clarification? It says no, and it spits out this code, specifically this. And it works. It works very well, because all this does is, while there's still these underscores left that haven't been swapped out with the correct letter, keep on asking for an input. And we can then do this down here. We're going to check the code. So the solution is baboon, and then boom. It goes through all of it, and it swaps it out with that. So if letter equals guess, display position equals letter. So it also swaps out the 1 at position. That's 0, 1, 2. It swaps that out with position 2 as well. It goes through it all. It'll search through the entire range for that letter. Isn't that cool? So then A, O, and then M. And then you've won, just like that. Now the next iteration of this code will be to probably a bunch of if-then statements stating if there are still these and the user hasn't hanged the man. Let's say the user hasn't guessed more than 5 times, keep allowing them to guess. If they guess more than 5 times and they haven't solved it, and there's still these underscores exist in that display list, then they lose. If there's no more at any point, there's no more of these underscores, then they win. But to summarize, this AI is awesome, but I never use anything that I don't understand myself, and it's great to actually use it to explain code line by line. Explain this code piece by piece, leave nothing to assumption. And it's I'd say it's like documentation that talks to you, or the next best thing to an actual human mentor. It's really cool like that. So, thank you for watching, and I hope this was useful. Definitely mess around with these tools. They're great. Take care.